What is up, Force fam? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be checking out Kazuda Datavault, which I think is another interesting deck that has some strong potential in this current meta. Before we get into today's video, please make sure to check out my Patreon and my Discord if you want to get more exclusive content from me. Please make sure to like and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel to grow. And please make sure to sign up for the 6,000 subscriber giveaway, where I'll be giving away the 3 hyperspace foil Darth Vaders. For today's video, I will be giving away a Han Solo weekly promo foil. So in the comments, just let me know what you think is the best space deck in the meta currently. I think there are a lot of good ones. And this is one that I think, I think a comment from the last video I did mention this deck, that they had played against it. So I started messing around with it and building it because I thought it was an interesting idea. I'm a big fan of Kazuda Blue, and this deck has felt surprisingly good in testing. And you'll see from some of the games today against, like, what do we play against? Kaz Red, Quinlan TT, Vader Yellow, just a bunch of different very competitive decks that are, very prominent in the meta right now. And this deck just did a really good job against them. I mean, Datavault decks in general, you know what they do. An aggressive Datavault deck is just using that extra 8 HP to kind of outrace other aggro decks, make it a little more difficult to take this deck out. And so we have a little longer to finish off our opponent. Now, we don't get the benefit of red, where we get like 4 calls, I believe in, and things like that to finish off our opponents. But we do get home 1, which is pretty sweet to bring that back. It's also a way to, if the game lasts long enough, to get restore online, bring back a Falcon to close the game out. There's some really cool things you can do in here. There's not like any green cards that are really benefiting from Kazuda's ability. It's mainly just the yellow cards. But, you're getting the addition of Chewbacca and home 1. So, and you're getting some strong turn 1 plays from Battlefield Marine and Phoenix. And Blue Leader, of course, does its thing, where we can kind of use it to ambush in against other space decks to take out a threat. And then also it's a vehicle that can be piloted by Kazuda as a 5/5, so keep that in mind. If you do wait to flip Kazuda, which you will sometimes, depending on what your opponent is playing. And then we're just playing like typical things, like a ton of 1 and 2 drops. I think in this deck, there's 32 spaceships and 14 ground units, I believe. And as far as like turn 1 plays, we have 23, I think. Is that right? But we are playing 60 cards. But yeah, the idea is we definitely want to get down a turn 1 play every single time, especially in space, because we want to have multiple options for Kazuda's flip so that we can keep that space presence heavy. We're using cards like Air Superiority to deal with things on the ground for cheap. Bamboozle, of course, is very strong. It helps us to kind of, especially because we can do it for free, and we have a decent amount of card drawn here with Mining Guild TIE Fighter and the Nubian Starship. But Bamboozle is just a way for us to, obviously, to deal with pilot decks, but just to kind of shut things down, big threats for a turn, so we can continue to outpace our opponent, breaking in and Surprise Strike to close things out. You could play Hotshot Blaster, but we're not playing enough ground units to warrant that. You could also play the event that costs 1, where you can do +2/0 for a vehicle, which I don't think is a bad idea. And then otherwise, our main plays are like getting Falcon or AT Holler down on turn 2, ideally, followed up by the Millennium Falcon piece of junk on the flip turn, so that we have multiple options for Kazuda, as well as just ways to push damage. And then once we get close to finishing off our opponent, we're using Surprise Strike and breaking in, as once we have enough threats. Han Solo as a pilot is also very good in here, especially for Falcons. It's another way to push damage. Chewbacca, of course, becomes a lot more important against decks that have strong pieces of removal, as well as like waylay effects. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Not like a ton to talk about. This is just kind of a rough draft, but the rough draft felt good. The sideboard, I think, is still a work in progress. I don't think you're worried about Kylo decks. Like, that's why I didn't put the Parliamentarian, because you're more of an aggressive deck. You're trying to win before Kylo ever flips. So you're really just trying to close out the game, I would say, by like 6 resources, ideally. Definitely earlier some games, depending on, what you're playing against. But you know, you typically buy 6 resources, the game should be over in this deck. Home 1 is there as a backup plan against more like mid-range and control strategies so that you can keep your board filled and, you know, kind of stay in the game. The waylays are there just as again, to remove like a big threat that's in the way, maybe a sentinel in space or something. Typically, the ground units we might use them a little more against like a space heavy deck, but most of the time we're trying not to use them. That's why there's not a ton of them. Like Chewbacca and Han Solo are mainly pilots. I wouldn't even consider them ground units. Like occasionally, it makes sense to do that because, you know, getting 4 or 5 power isn't bad, but most of the time we're choosing them as pilots. But yeah, I mean, not a lot to say. Like I said, it's just another form of Kazuda, and I think it's worth talking about because it felt surprisingly good, and I think you'll be surprised at how some of these games go. Again, there's no real green cards to benefit from Kazuda's ability, unfortunately. But like I said, that's okay. But yeah, I mean, let's get into a few games so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right. Let's all right, we're gonna keep, I think, go Starfighter into Han, I guess. Get rid of one of these air superiorities. Bamboozle's a great way to deal with Kazuda. We can just pull this back later, I think. Okay, wonderful. They didn't want to ambush. Figures. Who would have thought? Okay, there's a who would have thunk it. When we have Bamboozle, I'm trying to think if we just play the Falcon now, and then we can play Han plus Bamboozle next turn. I think that's the way we want to go. We definitely want to race them because we have more HP, so. Han on the Falcon, and, you know, it seems like a good idea. Ooh, look at that. It's a Falcon. All right, see what he does. Kills Starfighter. Or goes face. He's going face too. Okay. All right, we're going to get Kazuda on Starfighter first. And see what our opponent does. Okay, he's going Fireball. Okay, we're going to Bamboozle. Take that out. Yeah, that is an ouch. It's an ouchie. So why we play 3? Get in for all the damage. For a cause, okay. Yep. Down to 12 life left for Star-Lord. All right, don't need a second home one here. Really just need like surprise strikes. And we have lethal at this point, so. Okay, he had a trench run, which is definitely his best way back in this. Okay, that's a card. Gets him to 25, but it's not going to do it. All right. Let's keep. Chewbacca's nice. Surprise strike's nice. So is this. Okay, what do we want? Falcon or Holler? I mean, Chewbacca doesn't make the most sense in this matchup. I'm just going to pass. Give him play your unit. Okay, that's fine. Falcon's good. Probably going to go Falcon. I mean, AT Holler is definitely strong. Hopefully they don't have a Daring Raid or something here. So we can get some damage going. Okay. Actually, Holler's, because he has the initiative now. He just claimed the initiative? That's interesting. Are we gonna risk it for the biscuit and play the Holler? I mean, I don't see a way for him to kill that. I guess. Okay, more Falcons are good, I guess. Okay with more Falcons. Guess he could have Bamboozle. That's like the card we're probably worried about, right? Okay. He could still have Bamboozle. We'll put 1 on Phoenix, 2 on the base. Gonna protect Holler. The Holder. Okay. Let's go. Falcon. First. Then we're going to go. This is very confusing. Get in for some damage here. Hopefully he doesn't have Bamboozle. But he might. If he doesn't, we're in great shape. If he does, That card's ridiculous. Okay, he does not. Okay. I cannot see what this card is. The Starship. No, I'm not too worried about that right now. Just trying to close this game out with this surprise strike, hopefully, on the AT hauler. Yeah. He's got to have Bamboozle or we just have game. Okay, there's a card. And that's going to do it. Good game. Yeah, deck feels good. You know, just arena dodging and putting a ton of pressure, avoiding bamboozles. The card's stupid though. Like the fact that I was even worried about that when they had no resources to even play it is just stupid. I think that's the part of that card I do not like. Like everything else about it's fine. Even for the pilot leaders, you know, 2 resources, whatever. But the fact that you can just discard a card from your hand and do it for free is stupid. All right, air superiority is going to be garbage. I could see this going here. Get the Starfighter out. Both 2-1s. Didn't find the most perfect cards at all. Yeah, this is going to be tough with that start already. He's swinging it for 5 damage on turn 1. It's going to be tough. I mean, we could kill this. It's not the worst idea. It's really not the worst idea. Because just avoiding it doesn't feel that good. Okay. Another very good draw. I mean, I feel like we need units, right? Like breaking in's nice and everything, but we need to take out the lurking TIE Phantom because that card is stupid. Kind of playing defense here, which feels awkward when you're an aggressive deck. We need to find a bamboozle as well. Okay, they're going the defensive route as well. All right, not an ideal start. Say that. Good thing is they haven't played a ship yet, so we'll see what they do. Okay. Is he going with the ambush? He is. Okay. Interesting. We can play a lot of units here. Do we just try to get in for damage with breaking in though? Possibly, yeah. I think so. Get in for some damage. Hope he doesn't have a barrage. I mean, that'd be an interesting barrage to do 2 damage, but or 3 damage. It would take out our board, though. Yep. They have it every time. They literally... On Carabas, they have barrage every single time on 5. That's the only way that these games... I don't know. Carabas has been doing this weird thing where my opponent has the exact card they need every single time today. It's not been the... not been that pleasant. I'm just going to take the damage and get another unit on board since he just obliterated our board with ease. There's the bamboozle. Oh, game. Oh, game. See what I mean? Drawing the exact card you need at the exact time. I mean, even the fireball was a good draw. Just to kind of start taking over the board. Yep. Ouch. He could still have... Okay, he had a waylay. Which was interesting, I guess. We could take out Larking TIE Phantom, or we could just go for it. I don't know. Phantom is definitely a problem because it can get so big with just little cards. I mean, if he plays anything to pump it up, then it's definitely a problem. I feel like we just probably have to take it out. This game's ugly across the board. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to take out Phantom. Well, that was a good draw. I think we're just going to hold our hand. So we can blue leader, kill the Phantom, and then Han Solo Fireball. Or go blue leader cross. I kind of... I don't know. Kind of want to play 2 units. And maybe save the Han Solo. Okay. So let's go here. Ambush. Trigger. Kill. Pass. If he wants to kill the blue leader, that's fine. Guess we could have protected it and made it a 5/5, but... see what he does. This makes us +2/+3, so it'd be a 5/6. I think that's not bad. Depends on what he plays. Okay, he just went in. Okay. Let's get in for some damage. Okay, he waylaid us, I guess. Another waylay. Okay. Cool. We have fireball again. Okay, he's going extremely wide. Yeah, so I mean, maybe the right call would have been to do the other thing. Okay, bamboozle's a good find. We have options here. Bamboozle's going to protect us against anything monstrous. Do we want to play Chewbacca? Okay, probably. Could also play Chewbacca as a ground unit. Okay, let's... I don't want to keep piloting things and getting things like that happening. Let's go there. Trying to think if any of these are a problem. Let's just get in for damage first. Need to find like Surprise Strike. That would be the card we're looking for at this point. Okay. Honestly, let's just go Chewbacca on the ground. He can't waylay it. He can barrage it, but he doesn't have anything at this point. We can bamboozle for free if he plays a big upgrade. Which is why we're going to pass. Because we want to make sure he can't get in for a boatload of damage out of nowhere. Okay. Alright, he did not upgrade, so we're just going to claim now. Played First Order. Clone Combat, okay. That's the card we were worried about, for sure. Guess we're going to play Bamboozle and Exhaust. A unit. We're going to get to really close to closing this game out. I think I'm just going to play Falcon, attack with Falcon, and then just claim. That's the plan. Okay, what did he just do? Play this shuttle, okay. Go Falcon. So this puts him in a position where he can't deal with both. Yeah. And then we can use this, take out that, pass. Okay. Look at that. Final home one. Right on cue. But it's going to be hard for him to deal with everything. Yeah, good game. I mean, the best thing he could have is a barrage for 11. But he doesn't have it. Okay. Yeah, good game. It's a close one. I mean, again, that early barrage set us back. Of course, we drew the bamboozle right on time. Thanks, Carabast. But yeah, that was an ugly game, but got there. All right, we're keeping. Probably don't need 2 Leias. Chewbacca. Probably not. Really need more spaceships. So 1 drop. Might be able to play a Leia plus something else next turn. Okay. He's given things experience. Another Chewbacca. So we are just not finding the card. So we can play Leia plus breaking in this turn. Or we can just play Chewbacca. I don't know. That's tough. Leia to exhaust. I think Leia to exhaust is better for the leader flip. This is just not pleasant. All right, let's just play Chewbacca, I guess. Yeah, it's weird. Weird situation. Not finding any of our early units. Play a ton of early units, by the way. I think it's like 18 or 21. Something ridiculous. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, we're not worried about the ground. Yeah. Alright, there's a card. I actually like the fire ship. I like the fireball on Kazuda. I like the breaking ins. I think we're just going to pass on this, right? Let's get in for 6, and there's nothing he can do to our unit first. So we're just going to push damage, push damage. Probably just going to Leia here and exhaust that. Play fireball, flip Kazuda onto fireball, and then breaking in twice next turn. Okay. I think he could have, like, open fire, I guess. There's not really anything we could do. Like, we have not been drawing units this game. Or that, yeah. Oh. I am not worried about that. Okay. Another Chewbacca. We got all the Chewbaccas this game. Legal Authority I wasn't expecting to see. Let's try to get this space unit out there again. Hopefully it doesn't have another card to deal with it. Try to flip, right? You gotta be kidding me, man. Oh my goodness. Talk about having all the answers and just getting nothing in our hand. I don't know what's going on with Carabas today. I feel like my opponents are just getting whatever they need constantly. And it is okay. Gonna hold it. Can't do them all, right? All right, we're at 27. It's interesting that we have not, for a deck that has like, we have like 48 units in here or something stupid. All right, let's go. Fighter. He kills it. Draws a card. If he doesn't, we flip, but I'm sure he's going to kill it. Okay. Another one. Snoke flips on 6, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. We're going to deploy this as a pilot. And then we're going to wait for him to attack in for 13 or 14, and then we're going to just claim. I mean, he could have barrage, I guess. I don't know if that's going to do enough. They always have barrage today, right? Yeah, we had to. Yep. Yep. Always have it, right? It's kind of laughable at this point because it's been every single game I've played. They have had the things. I mean, he got up there, but wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. Good game, good game. All right, we're going to keep, I think. I mean, we're probably just going to try to go space, right? And just kind of arena dodge. I mean, Battlefield Marine's not the worst, but I really want to dodge. All right, the question is, do we want Waylay or Bamboozle, I think, is what it comes down to. Yeah, I mean, we're not playing early ground units. I don't think that's what we want here. Could play 2 spaceships this turn. I'm not opposed to that either. Or if we found another 2-drop. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's just go this way, and then if we find a 2-drop next turn, we can play Cartel alongside of it. Or we just get like a Falcon or the AT Hauler or whatever. Hopefully find a good 3-drop. Or at least a 2-drop in space. Okay. We did not. We found more of that stuff, which is interesting. It's not what we want to see right now. See what he does here. I mean, obviously Fleet Lieutenant's like the worst thing they could have, but we have Datavault, so I mean, problem is we just want to be finding units. Again, we play like 46 units, so we shouldn't have a problem finding units. All right, our HP is our advantage, right? Let's go Cartel. See what he does. Hopefully he doesn't have Blue Leader. I think that's the worst card he could have, right? Okay, he did not have anything. Interesting. Just drawing. Look at this hand, man. This hand is such trash. Trash hand. Okay. Let's. Oh wait. Select the unit and then deploy as a pilot. Okay. Okay, that's beautiful. Well, I guess it wasn't trash. I guess all those bamboozles came in handy. Good game. And that's going to do it for this video today, guys.